I don't like what the ETFs are doing, you know, and stacking so many coins, but they are really going to create one hell of a price run. You know, they're going to be the mother of all supply shocks. And you just look at Samson's tweets, you know, about the mega candle he's talking about. You know, there's going to be a huge movement, price movement.
From his unique position as a member of a royal family and a seasoned financial analyst, Prince Philip offers us rare insights into the evolving world of Bitcoin, its potential to disrupt traditional economic systems, and its significant role in empowering the global south. Philip joined Samson Mao and his company Jan3 to promote Hyperbitcoinization Worldwide. Their efforts are geared towards educating leaders of energy-rich countries that could benefit from Bitcoin mining. Join us as we explore how Bitcoin mining provides a free market incentive to develop energy infrastructure, reducing energy poverty in developing nations. Philip stresses why educating the public about this digital asset could change the face of global economics, and reminds us that plenty of face-melting price rallies are in our future. Before we get on with the video, we'd like to introduce our sponsors who have made this series possible: Stampseed, the Orange Pill app, and Swan. It's our mission to provide our audience with a safe, reliable, and robust way to buy, store, and learn about Bitcoin. Our partners are businesses and people we respect, and are products that we at Bit Intelligence personally use. You're watching 21 Voices. Without further ado, here is Prince Philip of Serbia in Madeira, Portugal.
We work with investors around the world and work with governments around the world, get them together and further decentralize Bitcoin mining around the world. There's a lot of big players in the Bitcoin mining world that are really keen, names that you would know, that are really keen to further decentralize Bitcoin mining and not have the concentration issue that we had like in China. Even though that was a great thing when they banned it, it just decentralized it, and it just showed how anti-fragile it is. It was wonderful. So yeah, one of the things we would like to do is decentralize mining further, and it's great because this is what Bitcoin mining incentive does: is it makes you seek new energy strategies. You find stranded energy and capture that. Inefficient energy, make it more efficient or something. I know you could strengthen grids, and you tap new sources, all the while creating some revenue that gets reinvested back into the infrastructure of the energy grid, or if there's a surplus, I can go into other infrastructure projects. So that's if it's done in the public capacity, to maybe fixing roads or something. I don't know, hospitals, schools, or something like that. So less taxation on people. They don't have to print money anymore. They just have to mine Bitcoin, and in doing that, they're just bettering their energy grids. So in a way, they continue kind of printing money, but they're not printing. They're just extracting it the proper way for work. Exactly. Finally. Bitcoin doesn't have a marketing team. There's no money going into Bitcoin marketing. We are the marketers of Bitcoin. You, me, those guys we see across the stadium over there. People are going on stage. People, Twitter, Nostr, all that. But no one's paying these Bitcoin marketers to market Bitcoin. So what we like to do as well is, even if we know that this conversation with the president is not going to get anywhere, we'll get a picture with him and with a prominent Bitcoiner like Samson or maybe myself, and that gives Bitcoin more credibility. We have a conversation with them. Then people around in other countries nearby were like, hey, what are they talking about? Why are they talking about Bitcoin? Maybe I should be interested in stuff. So it creates a sort of social proofing of it, but also creates maybe a game theoretic play out where if you plant seeds in people's heads, get that photo, get other people talking about it, then you will start to see people might actually start to move into it. In the European Union on nuclear, you see what's happened in France. They're sort of reducing their capacity, and you see what happened in Germany, where they switched off all nuclear, and instead of going to nuclear, the government there is a coalition with the Green Party, and instead of the Green Party going and saying, yeah, we should fire up get the nuclear thing going, what do? Is they stop the nuclear and they fire up coal plants. It's absolutely crazy. This is the Green Party. One thing I don't like about coal is it dirties the air, it pollutes into the air, which I'm not happy about. We get it in Serbia and in Belgrade. Sometimes the air quality is not great. I know coal is a great baseload energy and we need it and we rely on it, but it's not nice when the wind is blowing in the wrong direction. But you can plug some miners into this, There's some times when there's stranded energy at the end of these grids and stuff. You can mine Bitcoin there and get some money and pay for some filtration systems. So that will clean up the coal in our country. But as I said, Serbia has great geothermal potential, and that's one project I want to look into, which we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. So right now, the power structure in Serbia with the current government is not easy. So I'm waiting for better conditions to happen. So I'm working more on like sort of bottom-up projects there. I think you find a lot of big miners out there who are looking for new energy sources and new places to decentralize. So they will be happy to deploy some capital. Right now, the incentives within Serbia to find that energy is there's not much incentive, but it's because people's time preferences are very high there, and they'd rather just make deals with Russia to get gas over from Russia. We're getting a decent deal, but still, our energy costs in Serbia are through the roof. I think one day we will find the investment, we will find the location, and it just requires a few million, not that much, to drill a few holes so you find the sweet spot, and then you just put a plant on top of that, and then hey presto, you got free energy for 50 to 100 years. And on top of that, you can extract that water sometimes, and you can actually use that water to heat homes as well. So it's a win-win.
Please bear with us for a quick message from our sponsors. These videos take a lot of time to shoot and edit, and we've partnered with brands we trust like Stamp Seed and the Orange Pill app in order to get the funding we need to bring you these videos every week. Don't store your Bitcoin in cold storage without stamping your seed phrase on an indestructible titanium plate. Stamp Seed is fireproof, rust-proof, impact-proof, and easy to hide. It has no loose parts and will give you ultimate peace of mind that your Bitcoin is safe and sound for the long term. Click the link in the description below for 15% off your stamping kit. When I finally got Bitcoin, it hit me like a lightning bolt. This was the currency of the future, the only money that truly mattered. But there was a problem. I was a lone hodler in a sea of skeptics. That is, until I discovered the Orange Pill app. Suddenly, I was connected with a network of like-minded Bitcoin enthusiasts right in my own city. The Orange Pill app is more than just a social network. It's a community of passionate individuals determined to change the world, one Satoshi at a time. This series is brought to you by Swan and created by Bit Intelligence. Remember to like this video and subscribe to both our channels for more videos like this every week.
You saw just now in the US how some of the candidates are talking positively about Bitcoin. I mean, this is great, that's fantastic, and I think you'll see that more around the world, that after a couple of election cycles around the world, you will see more and more of it being put on platforms, and maybe even people winning because of it. So maybe this is the cycle that wakes everybody up. We'll see. I mean, I'm very, very positive, I'm very bullish, and even though I don't like what the ETFs are doing, you know, and stacking so many coins, but they are really going to create one hell of a price run. You know, they're going to be the mother of all supply shocks. And just look at Samson's tweets, you know, about the mega candle he's talking about. You know, there's going to be a huge movement, price movement. These ETFs have given a lot of credibility to Bitcoin in general. So more people, more boomers, people that are actually paying attention now and are actually thinking, oh, what if they're doing it? Then it must be safe, must be good. So yeah. Maybe this is the cycle that will spur more people to adopt it, more politicians around the world to put it on their platforms. We had two conversations happening with two potential presidential candidates in Botswana and South Africa. They were having elections this year and next year. Sadly, they didn't materialize to anything, but they were keen about maybe putting Bitcoin on their platform. So there's talk about it around the place. They didn't see it. I think this was at the bottom of the bear market. So now maybe their view on it will be different. I think you're going to be lucky with the timing, but I think it's the best time to get into Bitcoin at a bear market. But hey, now it's really easy to get educated about Bitcoin. Yeah, you have to go out and find it, and someone maybe has to tell you where to go. But there's some great books being written. You know, there's incredible books like this Bitcoin Standard, and then really good recent books that I've read, like 21 Lessons by Gigi. That was really good. Sailors Institute as well, hope.com. That's great materials there. We didn't have this. Bitcoin didn't have this in 2010, 2012. And even in 2016, 17, when I first bought it, there wasn't that level of education at all. One book I want to read is Broken Money by Linda Alden. And gradually, then suddenly by Parker Lewis as well, apparently that's really good. Knut's books were really, really good to read as well. Those are fun. And the understanding of Austrian economics as well is another thing that came along with becoming orange-pilled. And giving you the other angle of what basically the counter argument to Keynesianism. I was on a panel here on Friday, the only stage appearance I had, and it was the title was "Those Who Don't Learn from History Are Doomed to Repeat It." And I thought just that the title of that panel was powerful enough. And I think education is a huge problem in this day and age. That we're living in a world where education is indoctrination, and we're not taught the right history. And I think the pursuit of truth is the most important thing out there, and that Bitcoin has allowed us to act as a filter, and it's allowed you to see with clearer eyes of how the system actually works, and how it was broken, how the incentive structures were all perverse, all reversed, and how Bitcoin realigns incentive structures in the right direction. And I think education is super key, and I think we as Bitcoiners are making history. You know, history was made when Bitcoin was discovered or created. I don't know which way we want to look at it. And it will never be repeated again, that we will have digital scarcity again. And that changes everything. It's the first and last ever form of perfect base layer money. And it's beautiful. And I think we need to make sure we as Bitcoiners, it's our duty once we understand it, is just keep on doing what you're doing, focus on yourself, stay fit, eat well, and all that, and then that is enough to show people how what a difference is making in life. Understanding that there's hope for the future. Thanks to Bitcoin, you cut out a lot of bullshit in your life, and it's sending out a really powerful message to a lot of people, I think, and I think it's only going to grow more. So yeah, big message out to all the amazing Bitcoiners out there is keep creating history, because if we don't, we'll be doomed to repeat it again.
Today we've explored the transformative power of Bitcoin and how it represents more than just digital currency. It's a movement towards true financial sovereignty for individuals and nations alike. As Prince Philip highlighted, the alignment of incentives within Bitcoin not only promotes the development of new energy infrastructures, but also supports the global South in its quest for economic independence. We hope this episode has broadened your perspective on the potential impacts of Bitcoin and inspired you to learn more about this compelling topic. Stay tuned for more enlightening discussions, and remember to subscribe for the latest recaps, insights, and films about all things Bitcoin.
What's up, everyone? My name's Bevan, and I'm the creator of the Bit Intelligence YouTube channel. We partnered with Swan for this original series so that we could reach the largest audience possible. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to both of our channels below so that you don't miss a single episode.
This is 21 Voices. If you want to watch another episode, try this one here. We'll see you next time.